it's Izzy here and I'm so excited that you could join me for this character workshop today. Before we get started, it's really important that we warm up our bodies and our voices so that we're ready to jump into lots of practical stuff and really become the characters that we're going to be playing with today. So let's start by warming up our bodies by rolling down. We're going to roll down our whole body and then roll slowly back up again. We're going to drop our head to our chin first and then very slowly roll all the way down, keeping your head as heavy as you can. Bend your knees. Try and touch your toes with your knees bent. Wobble around a bit once you get there. Side to side. Shake your hands, bounce your knees. And when you're ready, rolling very slowly back up again, making sure that your head is the last thing that comes up. And then move your hair out the way if you need to, and let's shake that off. So let's shake out one arm, really shake your fingers, your wrist, your elbow, your shoulder, try and shake your whole arm off. And switch to the other side, fingers, wrist, elbow, shoulder, shake that arm off. And let's do our legs, really try and shake your toes, feet, ankles, knees, maybe circle your knees around. Give your whole leg a really good shake. Try and shake your sock off or your shoe off. And switch to the other leg, do the same there. Go round and round if you need to, shaking. Or see if you can balance. You can use a wall to hold on to if you're next to a wall and you need some help balancing. Ooh, and then just shake everything out. Shake the head, the body, the arms, the legs. Ooh, good job, everyone. Now our bodies are nice and loose and ready to do some practical work. But what about our voices? We haven't warmed our voices or our faces up very much. And that's important when we're doing character work because we might need to use our faces to make different expressions like smiling or frowning. And we need our voices to say our lines. So let's start by warming up our face. Give your face a little rub. Rub your cheeks, rub your forehead, your nose, your chin. And now take a toffee, your lovely imaginary toffee or an imaginary chewy sweet, whatever your favourite is, and pop it in your mouth. And start chewing. It's very chewy. Chew as hard as you can. You need to use your whole face to chew it. Your eyes, eyebrows, your nose, mouth, your whole jaw. Really chewing. Bit faster. And swallow. Delicious. Good work, everyone. Okay, now we're going to warm up our voices by doing a little bit of a rhythm and action song. So it's very simple. All you're going to do is repeat after me. So I'll say a line at you with an action and all you have to do is copy. Are you ready? First, you make your fingers click. Very good. Then you stamp your feet. Both hands slap your knees and clap on the beat. Very good. Let's do it again. I'll say it and then you say it back to me. First, you make your fingers click. Then you stamp your feet. Both hands slap your knees and clap on the beat. Good job, everyone. Now let's do it all together, speeding it up just a teeny tiny bit. Are we ready? First you make your fingers click, then you stamp your feet. Both hands slap your knees and clap on the beat. Good job. Let's do it again now that we know how it goes. If you can't click your fingers properly, don't worry, you can just make the action with your hands. The more important thing is joining in with the words and the movement. Are we ready? First you make your fingers click, then you stamp your feet. Both hands slap your knees and clap on the beat. Good job. Now I'm going to add a tune to this so it becomes a song. So now we've got to remember words and actions and the tune. Let's see if we can do it. I'll sing it for you and then we'll try it all together, okay? First you make your fingers click, then you stamp your feet. Both hands slap your knees and clap on the beat. Okay, let's try it all together this time. Are we ready? First you make your fingers click, then you stamp your feet. Both hands slap your knees and clap on the beat. Good job. Let's do it one more time just for luck and then we can move on. Ready? First you make your fingers click, then you stamp your feet. Both hands slap your knees and clap on the beat. Good job, everyone. Remember, you can always pause and rewind the video if you want to try that again or go a little bit slower. Okay, now we're going to move on to one of my favourite games called Buzzy Bees. And this is going to get us in the mood for being all sorts of different shapes, sizes and characters. So to play Buzzy Bees, everyone's going to become a little buzzing bee. So you might be moving around like this, buzz, 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 buzz. Make sure you're buzzing the whole time. If you don't have as much space, you can buzz on the spot, that's fine. Or just move around a little bit wherever you are, making sure you've got your wings and you're buzzing. I want to hear the buzz, zzz. I should be able to hear it, even through the camera. Okay, so everyone's going to start buzzing like a bee. I'm going to say, I want you to become something beginning with the letter B. And then I'm going to give you 10 seconds to think of something that begins with the letter B and become it. So you might be a bee, a buzzy bee. You might become a ball. You might become a book. Or you could do something like a colour. You could say, I'm blue. Or you could say, I'm bouncing. It can be whatever you want. An object, an animal, a colour, a feeling, anything you want, as long as it begins with the letter that I've said. Okay, let's try it, see if we can do it. So start buzzing, buzz, 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 buzz. And I would like you to become something beginning with the letter P. P, P, P. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone should be still in the object or the animal or whatever it is they've chosen to become beginning with the letter P. You might be a pencil. You might be panicking. You might be a pin. Or you might be a porcupine, very spiky, all curled up in a ball. Everyone just shout right now what you are beginning with the letter P. Good job, great ideas. Okay, let's do 2 more. Start buzzing again. Shake off whatever you were and start buzzing like a bee. Buzz. And I would like you to become something beginning with the letter M. That's M. M. M for mum. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And freezing whatever you've chosen. We might have some mountains. We might have some moody people. We might have some mice. Everyone shout to me what you are now. Good job, everyone. Okay, last one. And this time I'm only going to give you 5 seconds to think about what you're going to become. Okay. Buzz around, buzzy, 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 buzzy bees. And I would like you to become something beginning with the letter D. D, D, D. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And freeze in what you've decided to become. Ooh, we might have some dens. We might have some dragons. We might have some ducks. Quack, quack. Everyone tell me what you are beginning with the letter D. Good job. Okay, now everyone shake that off. Very good. Good work, everyone. And now that we've had some time to play around with becoming different things, we're ready to move on to our character work. And we're going to be doing our character work today based around a story called The Wind in the Willows. Some of you might have heard of Wind in the Willows or read it. Some of you might have not. And that's okay, because all we need to know about Wind in the Willows is our 4 key characters. And they are Molly, a mole, Ratty, a rat, Badger, and Toad. So we've got Mole, Rat, Badger, and Toad. And we're going to think about how those characters might move around. That's what we're going to be thinking about first of all. So let's start off by being moles. Now, moles live underground. They live in burrows, in tunnels underground, and they're very good at digging. And they haven't got very good eyesight. A lot of them are blind. And they've got long noses because they have a really good sense of smell. So how might moles move around? If you were a mole, how would you move? If you're digging underground, you might not be standing up, you might be on the floor. You might be doing very small movements because digging takes a lot of work. Or maybe bigger movements because you're doing a really big tunnel. You can't see very well, so maybe you move slowly so that you can feel what's coming in front of you. But you also use your nose to smell things, so maybe you're always looking up and around like this so you can keep smelling and remind yourself where you are. Think about how a mole moves and start moving like a mole. Digging those tunnels, feeling all around, smelling the air, making sure you're going in the right direction. You might be moving like this, or you might be on the floor, or you might be digging up. You might be underground already and digging up, so you're reaching up and getting higher, breaking the surface. It's up to you. Think about how a mole is moving. Good work. Remember, if you want to explore this character more, you can pause the video at any time and do lots of your own movement, try out different things. But we're going to move on now to thinking about how a rat might move. So rats often live in sort of darker, enclosed spaces as well. We know they've got long tails. We know they're very small. We know they can move quite quickly. They scurry around, don't they? So show me how a rat might move. Show me how a rat might move. How is it different to the mole? Maybe the mole moves a bit slower because it can't see as well, but rats might go here and then there and then all around. Maybe you're on the floor again for this one. Maybe your rat's a bit bigger. Maybe you're trying to move faster like this. Think about how your rat might move. Okay, now let's think about how a badger might move. Now this might be a tricky one. Badgers live in burrows as well, which are partly underground, but badgers are a little bit bigger than the moles and they have better eyesight and they also use their noses. How might a badger move? We might never seen a badger move. I don't think I've ever seen a badger move in real life, but how do we think it might be different to a mole? Maybe our badger's a little bit bigger. Maybe it's a bit stronger. Maybe it's a bit older. So maybe it moves slowly or with purpose. Maybe when it's digging, the movements are bigger. The moles were quite small. Maybe the badgers are bigger movements, but slower. Very direct movements as a badger. Maybe if your mole was on the floor, your badger moves around up here instead, standing up. Have a play around with your badger. Okay, now we're going to move on to our final animal, which is toad. Now, toads live on ponds or in wet areas, and we all probably know that toads jump. That's right, just like frogs. So how does your toad move? Your toad is jumping from place to place, might be more excitable, might have a lot more energy than mole or badger. Maybe it's got the same energy and speed as rat does, but it's jumping up instead. It goes higher and higher, whereas rat goes around. Play around with your toad. How does your toad move? Jumping, try some jumping. Maybe your toad's being very careful and doing little jumps. Good job, everyone. Okay, now I want you to pick one of those animals. You can either be mole, rat, badger, or toad and move around like they did. Just move around your space. If you haven't got as much space, you can do it on the spot. That's fine, just like I'm doing toad on the spot right now. But you could also do ratty on the spot. You could be turning around. You could do mole on the spot, digging. Or if you've got a little bit of space, just move around the space that you've got as your chosen animal, whichever one of those four that you want: mole, rat, badger, or toad. And if you're doing this in a space with other people, you could see if you can start to come across them. So maybe you're toad and you come across someone who is badger. How does toad react to badger? Toad's jumping all over the place and badger's trying to move very slow and strong. How does that work when they meet each other? Do they like the other one's movement? Do they avoid each other? What about if mole meets ratty? Does ratty help mole? Does mole help ratty? Have a think about that, only if you're with other people. Or if you're not with other people, you might want to pretend that you can meet all these different animals and think about how you would react to them. Or you can keep moving around by yourself just as the animal that you've decided to be, enjoying some alone time as that animal. Remember, you can always pause the video here if you need to, if you want to spend some more time exploring the movement. Okay, good work on that physicality, everyone, because that's what it's called when we're using our bodies to become different characters. We're looking at our physicality and how we change, how we use our heads and hands and arms and legs and feet. Good work. Now we're going to think about the character traits. So traits are things that make the characters who they are. So some of you might know Wind in the Willows and some might not. So let's recap all together so we all know something about the characters. Mole is, as we've already talked about, an underground creature, and he's a little bit shy, a little bit quiet. Okay, so we've got a shy and quiet mole. Rat, Mole's friend, is a little bit more bolder. He's a bit braver, but he's a very good friend. He's very friendly to Mole, very friendly, happy character. Badger is possibly a little bit more grumpy. He's a little bit older, so he thinks himself quite senior. He likes to think he's in charge, so maybe he's a little bit more serious. But he's also very brave and caring. And then we've got Toad, our hippity-hoppity Toad. And Toad is a little bit loud and a little bit obnoxious. So Toad likes to show off a bit, and Toad likes to have nice things and show off his nice things to his friends. So we've got Mole, shy and quiet. We've got Rat, who's friendly and a bit bolder. We've got brave and serious Badger. And we've got our loud and show-offy Toad. So I want you to think of a facial expression that can show these different qualities of the character. Now this is tricky, so let's think of an example together. So if we were Toad, we might have a big grin on our face. We might be really excited to show off all of our belongings to our friends. If we were Mole, maybe we're looking a bit worried because we're shy and a bit timid and scared. So maybe there's a little frown going on, maybe we're not so sure. Maybe if we're a Badger, we might be looking serious. These are our serious faces. And maybe Ratty is doing a nice smile. A smile to reassure Mole that it's okay and that he's going to be there for him. So think about those different facial expressions. Maybe think about the character that you just decided to spend some time becoming before, and try a facial expression now with that movement. So if you were hopping around as Toad, now try doing it with the facial expression too, that big smile, maybe a giggle here and there. If you were Moley digging away, maybe try it with a bit of a furrowed brow, maybe you're a bit jumpy and not sure. If you were Badger, maybe try your walking or moving with a bit more of a serious face. If you were Ratty, maybe with a little smile, very reassuring. Maybe it makes you a bit calmer as well. So just try that movement with those facial expressions. Good work. Remember, you can always pause the video if you need to, if you need more time to think about how your face is going to look or how your body's going to move. Good work. Okay, now we're going to add another thing. Whew. So we've already been thinking about our bodies and our faces. Now we're going to think about our voices and what we might say. So I want you to think of one word for the character that you've been playing, or the character that you like the most. You can swap now if you want to. If you were being Toad before but you want to try Mole, you can. But just think of one word for one character. So Mole might be scared, or Toad might be yay, or Rat might be friend, or Badger might be listen. So think of one word for one of the characters, whichever character you want, just one word.
And when you've thought of that word, try saying it a few times in the voice that you think that character might use. You can try it different ways. Maybe Molly says, scared, really quietly. Maybe Molly says, scared, really loudly. Maybe Toad speaks as he jumps, so it's yay! Or maybe he jumps and then speaks, yay! Have a think about how it sounds. Good work, everyone. And now we're going to put all of that together. So you're going to move around as your character using your body, using the facial expression, and using the word. So if you were Toad, if I was going to be Toad, I'd be moving around like this. Yay! 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 Maybe if you're Mole, scared. Scared. Maybe it's a bit quieter. It's up to you how loud, how quiet, how fast, how slow. You're going to put together everything we've done, the movement, the facial expressions, and the word, and you're going to do it a couple of times, okay? Off you go. You can always pause the video here if you want more time to play around with it. Good work, everyone. So today we were looking at how we use our bodies, how we use our faces, and how we use our voice to become different characters. And we were playing around with different speeds of moving, different heights. Sometimes we were tall, sometimes we were short. Sometimes we moved really fast. Sometimes we moved really slow. Sometimes our voices were high-pitched. Sometimes they were low-pitched. Maybe we were frowning. Maybe we were smiling. Maybe we were scared. We played around with all different ways of moving and speaking and looking, and then we put them all together to create a brand new character, which is completely different from yourself. Good work, everyone. Really glad that you could join me for this character workshop today, and we hope to see you in the future for more workshops.